Hello everyone and welcome back to the Steam Chart Gaming News, this time for the 4th of November 2017. And while we do have a lot to talk about today because BlizzCon has finally arrived, that means a lot of Blizzard news, whether it's Hearthstone, whether it's Overwatch, or anything else from their stage. But first of all, we got one news that is coming outside of Blizzard, and it's sad news, especially for me because it concerns a game I actually really enjoyed. So we start with Gigantic's developer being shut down, and that's really sad because the game, I think it's quite good. I made a review of it and I even bought the game. I bought the Founders Pack and I've been playing on and off, a little bit here, a little bit there. And I have been noticing that I've been meeting a lot of the same people, because apparently there's roughly about 700 concurrent players at the same time usually playing. Interestingly enough, I never had any problems getting into a game even without playing with bots, but if you go against bots, usually you get a game within minutes. Otherwise it takes 5-6 minutes. Yeah, it's really fast. I'm sorry, somewhere I forgot to turn off my sounds. But yeah, so Gigantic is currently essentially being alive by a group of few enthusiasts inside the studio that just want to keep it alive, but over time we should see it just dying off. But now let's actually get into Blizzard news, because that's what everybody cares about. So BlizzCon is happening and there have been announcements for every single game of Blizzard stage. And today we will start with Hearthstone. So the new Hearthstone expansion, Kobolds and Catacombs, has been announced. It's one of those small expansions, you know, the adventures. We get a new mechanic called Recruit. It's essentially the same mechanic you have on cards like Yasharsh or Meatwagon, where one of the minions from your deck gets directly summoned into the game, which is actually a quite powerful mechanic. Wonder if it won't be too OP, because there have been a lot of combo decks based around, especially Yasharsh, where Yasharsh is pretty much the only minion in your deck apart from Barnes, and you try to get Barnes as quickly as possible to summon Yasharsh for free. You know, the 1/1 copy, and he summons the big one, and suddenly on turn 4, you have a big 10-10. Well, and that pretty much wins you the game. Ideally, you have the Warlock card, what's it called? The one that changes all your class cards into a different class. So then suddenly you have minions again, and Yasharsh can summon them. And it's quite an insane combo if it actually works. But alas, yeah, we're going to get this mechanic. Apart from this, we're going to get a new PvE mode called Dungeon Run, which will pit you against 8 random adventure bosses, and presumably there will be some rewards on the end. That's quite nice. That might actually bring me to Hearthstone a bit more, though I have been playing quite a lot once the the duo class arena was currently in game, so I had plenty of fun with that. I got some 7+ wins in arena, and yeah, I'm pretty proud of myself. I'm actually pretty decent at arena, if anybody doesn't know. I don't know, I don't stream when I play. I just want to have a calm time. It's my off time. But let's go to the next game. So the next game is Heroes of the Storm. So we have 2 new heroes coming into the game, Alexstrasza and Hanzo. One from the World of Warcraft universe, the other from the Overwatch universe. Just before making this news, I actually watched a stream by MF Pallytime, him playing both Hanzo and Alexstrasza. So Hanzo seems to be just almost basic to a degree. Yeah, he's just a damage, a long-range assassin, a lot of mobility it seems to have, and a lot of interesting skill shots. So if you're good with skill shots, Hanzo might be your character. And if you like mobile range characters, he might also be there for you. Alexstrasza, on the other hand, is a new healer coming into the game, new support, that works mostly with percentage-based healing. So you heal somebody for 10% of their health or 15% of their health. And you actually trade your health for their health. So that's quite an interesting mechanic. She can actually transform into a freaking dragon. Seriously, a freaking dragon. Isn't that what you always wanted to be? To take one of the aspects from World of Warcraft and just become one? Though I personally wouldn't choose Alexstrasza. I would always go for Nosdormu. Still, both of the heroes look very good. There's a lot of smaller updates coming into the game. Things like a little bit of redefine of the stealth mechanic, etc, etc. Many characters will be getting tweaks. Just, you know, the usual stuff. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to watching some Heroes of the Storm. It's not a game I play myself. It's a game I actually watch. I don't like watching Dota. I don't like watching League of Legends. They both are too big at this point to start watching unless you have been watching them previously. While you can actually go and watch Heroes of the Storm, while it didn't become as a success as Blizzard probably hoped it would, for me it's the most fun game to watch. The third game we're going to talk about is Overwatch. So Overwatch is getting a new map, new hero, and many new skins. So let's first talk about a new map. It's called Blizzworld. It's essentially a Blizzard theme park. I don't remember what the order is, but you get parts from Overwatch, you get parts from Diablo, parts from StarCraft, parts from Diablo. So yeah, everything is there. Every IP you loved from Blizzard, you get to see in Overwatch. And it looks like a pretty decent map so far. Secondly, let's talk about the skins. So the skins, based on Blizzard games, I think, I'm surprised it wasn't there earlier. Though they were probably just waiting for BlizzCon, because it makes sense to release skins based on Blizzard games on BlizzCon. So for example, you know, the four-legged cats in World of Warcraft, the tank hero will get this skin, and in general, all the skins look freaking amazing. But the main thing that's coming to Overwatch right now is the new hero, Moira. And yeah, she's awesome. She's a support again, so we're both Heroes of the Storm and Overwatch is getting a new support character. Some people have been calling her the damage support, because not only she has the ability to heal pretty well, as it seems, she also has the ability to do a lot of damage. She essentially is a character that controls both the shadow and the light, and the light heals and the shadow damages. She fires these orbs or a little bit of a cone in front of her, but all of the abilities look really cool. I especially love the ultimate, the look of it. Man, just does that look seriously freaking amazing. I might try to do a little bit of a stream with her if I get the time or if I'm in the mood. I don't play that many first-person shooters these days, but Moira really piqued my interest. Now it's time to talk StarCraft, and every StarCraft fan in the universe is probably rejoicing because now they can bring in their friends in the game for free. You could obviously play the co-op game for free earlier, but right now you can just say, okay, you know, just try this game, it's for free. And maybe then if you want to, we can play some co-op together, because the main campaign is going to be free. And yeah, StarCraft 2, even it's been God knows long how it's been released, it's still going strong. It's one of the most popular games for Blizzard. Well, that's weird to say, because every game from Blizzard is insanely popular compared to most games. But yeah, also many of the heroes will be levelable to level 5. The free heroes will obviously stay levelable until you are pleased with them. But yeah, I'm not going to play StarCraft 2. I never have. I've always been bad at strategy games. The only strategy game I ever enjoyed was the Command and Conquer, I think it was Tiberium Sun? Yeah, I think it was Tiberium Sun, which I actually played against my father. And I always got hilariously kicked because he was so good. He was so good at Tiberium Sun. I don't know how, but yeah, he was seriously amazing. And the last game, obviously, we're going to talk about today is World of Warcraft. So we have a new expansion coming, Battle for Azeroth. So it seems we were going to get a new continent. It's called Zandalar, where mainly the Horde will try to get a new base, as it seems from the story. And obviously Alliance will try to get Lordaeron back, as it seems from the opening cinematic. I don't know if it will, but that's what happens in the cinematic. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. Let's talk about more things that are coming. So in the new patch 7.3.5, we're going to get a leveling overhaul, meaning you can level pretty much anywhere at any time. Well, that's not necessarily completely true. Locations, parts of the map will still have a level range, but much higher level range. So if you just like a certain zone, you can just stick there, finish the story, and you don't have to be worried about out-leveling it and it not doing anything for you. This probably mainly concerns Northrend and what's it called? Outland and Nordland, because those are now going to have the same level cap. They're going to be 60 to 80. And so if you don't like Outland, you can go directly to Northrend. If you don't like Northrend, you can just spend your time in Outland, and that's seriously amazing. I would probably skip Hellfire Peninsula and go to Zangarmarsh straight and just level in Zangarmarsh with everything, then do Nagrand, and maybe the one on the top of Outland, what's it, where the Tempest Keep is, I don't remember right now. And then I would probably go to Northrend, where I would be glad to skip a few zones. But yeah, this is quite a nice feature, meaning the players get a bit more choice, and choice is always good. The big announcement people have been waiting on for years is WoW Classic. Vanilla servers are being announced. We don't know anything specific yet. We don't know how many servers we will get. Whether we will get just pure vanilla servers, I would really hope that they were present at least BC and Wrath of the Lich King servers as well, because I think a lot of people would love to play Burning Crusade and Wrath of the Lich King with the final patches and just have fun with that. Though it would be a certainly different experience than many people think, because you need to remember all those games have been patched during that time and changes have been done. And for example, playing through, let's say there was a Wrath of the Lich King server, and playing directly with the final patch of Wrath of the Lich King through Naxxramas would feel very different than going through Naxxramas straight after the release of Northrend, because, well, yeah, I'm not going to say who was overpowered, but everybody knows it was DKs and Paladins. I just said who it was. I don't know, what can you do? So, you know, everybody was just playing those because they were just so freaking overpowered, and this won't be the case that much. They were still strong, and many characters just did crazy shit. And yeah, it's certainly going to be quite different than from what you might to expect. But let's go back to the expansion. So, first of all, go now and watch the cinematic trailer. And before the expansion, there was a lot of speculation going on. A lot of people were thinking we will get a Void expansion. I personally thought that won't be the case, because then Blizzard would really limit themselves, because as the Legion being defeated, that really means apart from the White Gods, we don't have a big enemy. And going after the Void Gods straight after we defeated Sargeras wouldn't have been so smart. It would meant that essentially you're saying, so the game is done. Right now, the only enemy you can have is Alliance versus Horde. And that's pretty much what they're doing with this expansion instead of Void. So right now, I think it's going to be very focused on Alliance versus Horde, similar to what was done in Mists of Pandaria. Hopefully, story-wise, it will be done better this time, because I'm not saying Mists of Pandaria was bad story-wise, but I personally did not enjoy it as much. But what I want to say, have you noticed how there actually was the shadow versus the light, even in the cinematic trailer? So Anduin Wrynn, the king of the Alliance, son of Varian Wrynn, was pretty obviously the light wielder, and he always has been. He was being originally presented as a priest. Right now he seems more of a paladin, to be honest, though in the cinematic trailer it seemed like he used Powered Barrier or whatever it's called. I'm not that well versed in priest abilities. And then we have Sylvanas, and she just used the shadow. It was pretty obvious. It was pink and dark. That's the colors of the shadows. So I don't think we are not going to see this conflict of light versus shadow. And the only thing that scares me a bit is the fact that it seems they're pitting the Alliance towards the light and Horde towards the shadow. There's a good chance they will try to present the shadow just as an evil, though they have been dropping hints that the shadow is not all evil and the light is not all good, that they both have seeds of themselves on each other, so, sort of like the yin yang symbol, where you know we have the white and black part, but the white part has a black seed, showing that you cannot have light without darkness and you cannot have darkness without light. They just don't work as concepts without each other. And that's pretty much what I think they're going to go in for. The only thing that scares me is the fact that they might try to present Horde as the worshippers of the void and Alliance as worshippers of the light. And what if you're a Horde player and you want to play as light? You know, there are paladins within the Horde. As well, there are shadow priests within the Alliance. It just doesn't make sense. And one more thing, a little bit tying World of Warcraft and Overwatch together. There was a pretty interesting theory talking about Moira, what's her name? I don't think she's Moira Bronzebeard, but maybe she is. You know, one of the dwarves, the Moira, that she is actually a character that is the embodiment of the Void Gods. But she's still a priest, so she can still use the light. It's quite interesting how the new hero in Overwatch is a woman wielding shadow and light. I wonder if this is like a little hint for the people who have been watching. Like, yeah, this is what's coming. See? We know you're watching us. That's the case. You should know. And those are pretty much my thoughts on the Blizzard news. I personally am way too much excited about WoW Classic. Though I don't play World of Warcraft anymore. I think I should point that out. I've been playing it for a very long time. I will admit I had played on private servers initially, because that's where my friends were playing when they got me into the game. But eventually I went to official. I never was that much of a serious player of World of Warcraft. I was more of a casual. Though I usually was kept up on what to do with the game. I just never was like, I want to be a hardcore raider and spend 4 days a week just getting prepared for the next raid. Now, I enjoyed raiding, and I personally was really happy when LGR was added into the game, because it meant, okay, I can now go and look at raids, have fun with them, and not really care. For the most part, I just played PvP and just did shit. I was bad, I know, but I just like doing shit. But the classic servers, that might bring me into the game for at least for a while, though I really hope it won't. It takes up way too much time, and I have way too many games to play, and I don't play them anyways. Next thing I'm probably most excited is the new PvE mode in Hearthstone. And then it's Alexstrasza in Heroes of the Storm, just for the fact that she becomes a fucking dragon. Yeah, and that's probably it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. If you're watching this on Steemit, be sure to upvote the post and subscribe to the blog. And that's going to be it for today, guys. So see you guys later with more gaming content.